This is what we're working with. 240 maximum magic, only 35 hit points. Yeah, he gonna die.
You gonna die. You gonna die. You gonna die. Yeah. What it mean? Yeah. What it mean?
Greetings and welcome to the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. This video is up a little bit late as the 20th anniversary of Morrowind was the 1st of May. And I want to think that was either Sunday or Monday. So this video is going to be late anyway. But I played the crap out of this game when I first got it. I made, I don't know how many characters I made, how many playthroughs I had. I know I only beat it like a few times because I would very rarely like go deep into the main quest line. But I am not entirely sure how Binding of Isaac is going to work. I think I might need to try some things other than just like a bland vanilla playthrough because, yeah, it is an old game. And its popularity might have died down recently. I definitely don't see as much of it as I used to, say. But I'm not giving up on that completely. Not yet, anyway. But I want to do a video on this because this is the game that got me into Bethesda games as a whole. And once this is done, I will do more Bethesda video games. Mostly, or well, not mostly, primarily they're RPGs because that's like my number one gaming genre. Although there are other genres I like as well. But we're starting with Morrowind. Now, one caveat to all of this. Yes, I am using mods. Some of these games, I have no idea where the mod managers are on this computer to change what the mods are. And to be perfectly honest, some of these games I'm really not interested in playing vanilla. Particularly this and Oblivion. But yeah, for some of these games, not all of them, but some of them, it'll be too much of a hassle trying to play vanilla without having to completely erase all the mods I do have. So yeah, modded. I'm also going to be for the Elder Scrolls game specifically playing the same character, and I'm basically going to try to play the same character throughout all of these 6 games I have planned. I'm going to be making a series on, but I'm going to do them in order of release. And you'll see what I mean as as the series go by. I'm not going to go into too much detail in it right now. So let's go ahead and make a new character. So right away, it's prevalent that the things are different. Because when you get past the Encounter scene, you're supposed to be Jupe right away. But I'm just going to go ahead and go through the beginning sequence quickly. I'm planning on starting where the game normally has you start. I'm not doing any roleplay starts or anything. But let's get into this. Obviously, I'm going to be myself. And I think High Elf best fits like the look of Tarashi as I've portrayed him throughout my channel's lifetime. Although I don't really have any really good faces that match him, so we're just going to make do with. I think this is probably the closest I'm going to be able to get. And hairstyle, I'm not using a vanilla hairstyle at all. There's really only one of these that don't cover up the eyes, and unfortunately, it's a long one. So you are going to be subject to some clippage at any point that I feel up to using the third person view, which most of the time I'll be going in first person, so you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. So yeah, here's Tarashi. I really don't like that the weakness to magic and the different magic types, because in Daggerfall they didn't have that. They were just like they were immune to paralysis and had a penchant for like swordplay as much as magic, but not. They decided to change that here. I do have a mod that changes this, but I turned it off because honestly, I made it and there are some cheaty stuff in there that I don't want to get into. So yeah, I'm also using a mod to change up leveling, and that's for the better, I think, because leveling is kind of obnoxious in Morrowind and Oblivion. And I'm gonna have to figure something out to make that work for Oblivion, because I don't think I have anything similar to what I have for Morrowind. But that's for future me to worry about when I'm ready to start the Oblivion series. And when it comes to making a mage character, which is what I like to do in the Elder Scrolls series, just because it's a fantasy game and I like going as deep into the fantasy as I can, and magic is just the perfect example of that. Usually when I play Morrowind for anything else, which I do sometimes, I'll make my own character. But when I make a mage, I find that the mage default class is honestly the simplest and just best to work with for like a pure mage build. Now, there are arguments against that, particularly how enchant skill is basically worthless if you're not using an uncapper, and yeah, like you really need to have a high enchant skill for it to be useful making decent enchants, and you can't make good enchants in this game at all because even the most enchantable items in the game are severely limited in that front, in my opinion. And I'm sure like blunt weapon is more thematic than short blade because staves. Like there are some changes that could be made here, but this is the easiest go-to for me. It's like short, sweet, and to the point. If I can stop stuttering. And I'm not going to go Atronach because some of the mods there are one, maybe two of the mods I have give you like passive regeneration like you have in Oblivion, which should have been in this game to begin with, in my opinion. So then that's going to make leveling the old-fashioned way a little bit easier, which is what I'm going to try to do, because Morrowind is the only Elder Scrolls game where you can absolutely reach level 20, level 30, whatever level you want by spending gold. Oblivion and Skyrim have this, but it's severely limited. Morrowind, it's full-blown. You don't need to fight a day in your life to be a good warrior. You just need to be rich. So I'm not going that route. So I'm going to want passive magical regen. So that's why I'm not going with Atronach. Sure, there's spell absorption. There's ways I could abuse that, but no. I am going Apprentice, which means I'm going really glass cannon, which, if you've seen me play New Genesis, isn't the way I like to do things. But the only other burst sign that improves your maximum magicka is Mage, and that's only by half, again, your ants. That's really not enough, I don't think. Of course, I've got a mod that increases your maximum magicka based on the skills you have, but still, I'm going to live dangerously. I'm going to go with the Apprentice for the burst sign. So this is our dude. This is what we're working with. 240 maximum magicka, only 35 hit points. Yeah, he gonna die. So we need to be careful about that. But let's just get into it. So we spawn in Sedanine in the Census and C's office. Everything's taken care of for the class, so you don't need to talk to this dude. We can just move on. Now, for a while, I made myself use TFH, which showed what items are owned by what, but I don't have to do that anymore, because now if something's owned, you can actually see it. So no accidental theft here. I'm just going to grab some stuff off this table and ignore this, because no matter what class you're playing, you don't need this. That's just a waste of your time. And a new player trap, which we don't like on this channel. So let me just go ahead and pick into this. Yes, it's owned. but it only has gold. And believe it or not, gold has to be actually placed somewhere within a person's sight to be a crime, because you can't put an ownership tag on gold. One of the limitations of the engine, but one I am going to abuse. I'm also taking this because it's worth money. Yeah, if something isn't owned and isn't useful and I'm picking it up, it's for money. Because I am going to need money in the early game. Not for training, but for other things. So you go in here, pick up a quest item that you're not supposed to know is a quest item yet, but don't worry about it.
Your papers, please.
Alright, we need... So this is Celis Gravius. He doesn't want to share his background. He just cares about talking about the duty of the people that come through here and welcoming them to Morrowind. So yeah, he has instructions on our duties, which we're going to take. We have directions to Cascades and some money. He gives us an reimbursement, a dispersal. I think this is what he says. Yeah, dispersal to your name. It's not much, but you know, it's a little starting money. That doesn't hurt. And if you go here, the actual package is put here, and I was not supposed to open it. That's an oops. But I can pick this up without actually opening it. Just requires a little fiddling with the menu, shall we say. Speaking of, let me fix this up a little bit. There we go. Alright, with that, we can get out of here. So the first person you want to talk to when you get out is this guy. He's going to ask if you're the one that the boat dropped off, because yes, you still come from a boat with the way this is set up. And yeah, he hopes that the Imperial Guards treated us fairly, because they haven't been treating him fairly. They took his ring, and we're going to give it back to him because we're a good person. And in exchange, he's going to talk to his buddy, the shopkeeper, and we're going to get better deals. And we do want to talk to him, but first,
Let's hear it.
let's look around, because there's some useful stuff lying around in town, really. Okay, I have it set to run automatically. Okay. I need to be careful about that because of fatigue, but for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So let's just grab everything we can get our hands on for the time being. Fortunately, none of the flora is owned by anybody, so we don't need to worry about guards showing up. And this isn't unowned either, which makes me wonder how it got there. But we don't have any clear answer for that. If it seems like I'm going slow despite the fact that I'm running, that's probably because my speed is pretty low. And my athletics is a miscellaneous stat, which means it's probably at 5, which means I basically don't know how to run. Right. Properly, anyway. You used to be able to walk up this, but you can't anymore, so I'm going to find a way around. Because I want to get there. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, here's a path I believe I can take. Yeah, let's go ahead. Because this... Well, I missed the jump. That is a whoops. Let me get up here. Nope, I missed the jump. Yeesh. Come on. Okay, I may not be able to get up that way. Okay. Let me just grab this. Actually. Okay, you know what? I'm going to come back for the magical axe later when I can actually levitate, because... Or just when I have better jump options, because right now, with my poor acrobatic skill and poor agility, I'm just not getting up there. So I'm just gonna sit here for a second, let my, actually I'm just gonna keep walking, because there's stuff I want to take still. That isn't owned by anybody, so it's perfectly fine. Get some more mushrooms. Some, other... plants. Might seem weird that I'm just taking plants randomly, but I assure you, they'll be useful here soon. Just go ahead and take everything we can. Go. All of this. Okay. Should kind of be careful. I don't want my fatigue getting too crazily low. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, let me up here. There is stuff I can get up here, but I think some of it might be a bit illegal to acquire. So I'm just not gonna bother. Plus, there's like a grieving lady in there, but I'm not going to go into the details of that because that's spoilers for a quest line that I probably won't take, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't know right now. I just got here. All right, so let's go talk to Arisle. Hello. So this is Arisle's trade house, and the gentleman in front of me is Arisle. So he's got some potions. He's got some spells, which is what I want to look into, but I'm a little broke at the moment. Yeah, I think Frostbite's going to be the only one I pick up. I'm going to need it. And we can go into what he has to offer. And since my disposition is high with him, I can sell him some stuff for decent money, but not a lot, because Mercantile is also a miscellaneous stat, which means it's at 5, so I'm not going to, I'm pretty bad when it comes to try to figure out what things are worth. Let's see, I believe that's all I wanted to sell. I also wanted to sell that axe, but again, I couldn't reach it. So in the interim, let's see here, I want... Actually, you know what, with the amount of money I have, I think it's probably for the best if I don't buy anything just yet, and just take the money. Once I get to a better town, like a more populated town, I'll be able to... Though I'll have more stuff on offer to buy. Speaking of, we are expected in Balmora, so let's start heading that way. Also, I might want to go ahead and equip a spell. Okay. I don't have a creature summoning spell on me. And I didn't see one in Arles either. So there's a dungeon nearby that has some smugglers and some decent loot. But one of them is a mage that likes to cast weakness to fire and follow that up with fireball, which is usually for most characters starting at level 1. That's a one-hit kill. And since I don't have a creature to divert his attention, I'm just gonna we're gonna come back to that. I'm not gonna go with that right now. Alright. Take gold. Here, £2 for $40. Yeah, I'll take that. Whoa, what hit me? Oh, I'm getting shot and I'm dead. I didn't save, did I? Okay, good. Woo! Good. So this is the area we were expected to go to. This is Balmora. You know, I've been holding off on getting mods that improve the graphics of Morrowind for a long time. Partially due to the fact that until around this time last year, I didn't have a computer that could handle it. But moreover, because I didn't think the graphics of Morrowind really needed changing. Like they looked aged definitely, but it's fine for like casual play. But I downloaded it. I downloaded a graphics mod because it was a requirement for the mod that changes how leveling works. And honestly, I'm kind of glad to it. Balmora looking kind of nice today. So, in order to find where the gentleman we're supposed to be talking to, by order of the Emperor of Tamriel, we're supposed to go in here and talk to the proprietor of this corner club. And he's up here. Usually. Yeah, there he is. So, let's talk to you. So, you are... Let me see here. Bacula Closius. Publican, or... owner, really, I believe, of the South Wall Corner Club here in Balmora. So he rents breads, he has some goods for sale. He can also offer us some information, since this is our first time in this fairly sized town. But really right now, I just want to know where Caius Casadas is. So old Caius rents a little bed and breakfast, or bed and basket as it's called here, just up the hill on the north edge of town. So thank you for that, good sir. I am going to go ahead and head there right away. So what we want to do is we want to go up here and over here, because this door right here, this is where man's we're looking for is. Okay, so here the man is himself. I hope you don't mind seeing topless dudes. There's nothing I can really do about that. He's topless in the vanilla game. Nothing's really changed in that regard. But I do have a mod that makes the NPC's bodies look a little bit better, graphically, not like any other way. So that's why you see this. All right, so he's a little bewildered by our wanton trespasser into his home, but admits to being the man, the myth, the legend that we're looking for. He doesn't quite understand what we're talking about when Tarashi says that we're to report to him. So he wants to know what we're talking about. Alright, so I've introduced myself, and I've told him that I've been told to report to him and to deliver a package. So I'm going to give him that package right now. So the package says, in the code that it was written in, that he knows how to read, that the Emperor wants to make me a novice in the Blades. And that means I'll be following Caius' orders. And yes, I am ready to do that. So, I am now a novice of the Blades. And I now belong to the Blades, which is a weird way of saying that. Let's see, with the Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. He gives me permission to sleep in his bed if I need to rest, but requests that I leave his possessions alone, which is reasonable. Let's see here. Unless he says otherwise, of course. And he also is saying that there are trainers within the Blades that I can go to seek training. But like I said, we're going the poor man's route and working for our skill increases. For my skill increases. I really need to stop saying our. Like, I want to include my audience, but at the same time, I don't know. That's kind of tricky, and I really need to look into how I do that. Or if I'm in a hurry, I can just, have him give me orders, and yeah, really, let's just go ahead and do that. Alright, so, I'm a pilgrim. He thinks I'm a pilgrim, and yeah, I'm new. That's a fact. And of course I look it because I'm still rocking the common drip. Or the common dripless, really. Right, so so he gave me a little bit of money. So he wants me to give him a decent weapon or armor. Or a spell, which is honestly out of the three is what I'm going to go for. And he says that in order to work as a member of the Blades, I need a cover identity. Now, freelancer is the most common profession in Balmora, in Morrowind, which doesn't make sense because really, like, how are you getting like government needed jobs and empire needed jobs done if that's the case? But I make jest. It's not that important. So he thinks that signing on to one of the imperial guilds is the best way to establish a cover identity. Or although if I would rather not do that, then just going out on my own, looking for work or trouble, would be a good way to kind of just get my name out there and make people think that I am just some outlander, just doing stuff out in the world, opposed to what I'm actually going to be doing, which is working with the blades. Which, let me just put it this way: Caius's codename is Caius's title within the blades is Spy Master for a reason. So yeah, first day here, and I'm already become a spy. Figure that out. So once I am actually ready, so yes, he's poking fun at me for saying I'm ready when I'm literally just like fresh off the boat. So once I'm actually ready, come back and he'll have real orders for me. Now, because the game doesn't have a real way to actually track that, I could click orders right here, and he'll just be like, "Oh, okay, you're ready. Here's your first quest." I'm not gonna do that though, because there are some things I want to do before starting this up. So that's going to be a goodbye from me for now. Have a nice day. So this is Renus Atheris, and she thinks that I'm looking for her, which I am, and is asking if I want to join the Mage's Guild, which I do. So she thinks I look like the squirt that she and her organization could use, which is an odd way to put it. She then wants to know if I will take the Mage's Oath and join the guild, to which I ask, what is the Mage's Oath? And the oath, from her viewpoint, is to perform any duties assigned to me by the masters of the guild, learn from them, and grow strong. Always share your knowledge freely with other guild members. Never strike or steal from another guild member, which is, that in itself is a rule that most factions share. But, it's fair and reasonable. Let me see here. So, then she asked if this appeals to me, and yes, I think it does. They're all very reasonable rules. So yes, I would like to join. You are now a member, so I am now a member of the Mage's Guild, on top of being a member of the Blaze, but she doesn't need to know that. So, once I'm ready, I can ask for duties to perform, and once I have performed adequate duties, I can ask about advancement in the guild. Saying "when you are ready" twice is kind of awkward, so I corrected it for her. So I am going to ask her about duties. However, she doesn't have any duties for an associate, which is the starting rank in the Mage's Guild. So she's wanting me to speak with her again when I've proven myself. And in the meantime, I should speak to Ajira. Renus believes she may have some small tasks for me to build my reputation within the guild and prove myself as not powerful and necessary, but loyal and trustworthy. So let's go talk to Ajira. There are some resources here and here that are available for any member to just go ahead and take, but I'm not going to do that just yet.
You have my attention.
Polite of you to say, but I'm a little busy at the moment. I'll talk to you later. So this is Ajira.
Sweet moon sugar.
That's going to be a quest for another day. If you got to this point in the video, it means a lot to me. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell.